Hi, everyone, and welcome. Today, we are going to be talking all about the 2-week wait. So, welcome to Making It on Monday. So, Making on Monday is a weekly workshop for mums in the making, and it's brought to you by the Acupuncture Pregnancy Clinic, which is a niche clinic which is just dedicated to supporting people who are going through IVF and trying to conceive, those trying to conceive naturally and throughout their pregnancy. So, Making It on Monday is all about empowering women like you who are trying to conceive through weekly workshops of relevant and research-based educational resources. And I'm hoping today is going to be another Making It on Monday that adds a lot of value and helps support you throughout your fertility journey. So the 2-week wait can be an absolutely agonizing time for people. And don't worry, today we are not going to tell you to just relax. We're going to tell you about how you things that you can do to help support yourself and support your mental health throughout the 2-week wait, which most people really struggle with. It can be really difficult to maintain a sense of optimism and not feel really anxious throughout the 2-week wait. So today I'm your host. My name is Amy, and for those of you who don't know me, I'm the director at the Acupuncture Pregnancy Clinic. I've been in practice as a Chinese medicine practitioner since 2008, and I'm here today to help explain what I have found from patients who have been going through the 2-week wait and what really helps them. So I am co-host with the wonderful Louise Jeffrey, who you'll be seeing in the next couple of weeks. So the 2-week wait, what I know about this is that mainly it's described, the keywords are agonizing and hell. So I'm not going to tell you, just relax, because we know that you can say that, but it's really a lot more difficult to actually do that. So in the 2-week, often people describe just oscillating between feeling like excited that they might be pregnant and feeling symptoms and Googling lots of symptoms and seeing if they are pregnant, making kind of deals with themselves. If they are pregnant, they'll do this and they'll do that. But then, it can oscillate from being thrilled and excited to just this sheer sense of dread and fear of, like, if it hasn't worked this time, I don't know how I'm going to cope. I don't know how I'm going to do this again, and just wanting it, so bad. So I really want to today provide you with some tips to help support your mental health over that 2 weeks, which, as I said, most people describe as hell and as agonizing, because we want to help support you guys throughout your fertility journey, and the 2-week wait is a part of that. So my number one tip is to begin with is to try and find things that spark joy, and things that spark kind of joy, but also a sense of love and also connection. And I'm going to draw on Marie Kondo here, because I think she's got a great advice for life as well as clearing out your cupboards. But Marie Kondo, talks about, does it spark joy for you? Does that make you feel good? And she's talking about objects, but I'm going to say with activities and things you're going to do over the 2-week wait. And this might be, like I said, I talked about, really having connections with other people. And this might be going on, a really nice date with your partner, or it might be going out for dinner, or just catching up with like a girlfriend who is just one of those people, when you spend time with them, you come out and you feel nourished, supported and heard, and you feel good. Yeah. So people who spark joy, you want them in your life in the 2-week wait. So try not to kind of isolate yourself and pretend nothing is happening. Spend time with people. You don't have to, of course, disclose what you're going through, but spend time with people who light you up and make you feel a sense of joy. I'm going to talk a bit more about why joy is so important and connecting to your heart, and how the heart is seen in Chinese medicine, how it relates to the uterus, and why that's so important in the 2-week wait. I'm going to talk about this in just a moment. But first, what I want to talk to you about are what are some practical things you can do that really light you up. Because it's one thing for me to sit here and just say, find things that bring you joy. It's similar to find things that, just relax. So I really want you all to have a deep dig and go and find out what are the key things that are really important to you that really light you up and make you feel good. So for me, it's dancing. If I dance, I just kind of forget about everything, and I no longer, my mind can't keep kind of whirling if I'm dancing. So for me, that would be on the list 100%. But it might be for you, it might be writing or a creative pursuit. Maybe you love like coloring in, the adult coloring in books, or crocheting or knitting, crafting, painting, drawing. Or perhaps for you, it's more about movement. So things like yoga or some sort of exercise. Or maybe it's not. Maybe it's just staying in bed and reading, sleeping in. That brings me a lot of joy. And maybe it's just like a really funny TV show and comedy. Like I think most of us enjoy this, and it helps like bring us, like lights us up. And in fact, there's been research that's suggested that when you doing the 2-week wait, people who watch comedy seem to have a better success rate. So while I'm not going to go into depth about that research, I think it's worthwhile giving it a try. Watch some comedy, watch some feel-good light shows, and really stick away from things that don't light you up and don't make you feel good. So anything that helps you feel good, we want to put that in the basket of the 2-week wait. And why in Chinese medicine, why it's so important is because the emotion of joy helps really boost up the energy that goes to the heart. And in Chinese medicine, the energy that goes to the heart, it also goes to the uterus, which is totally what you want in the 2-week wait. Now, this guy, he is a man. So I just want you to like ignore this part, but the rest, he's going to show you the meridians. And you can see this kind of central vessel, which is the meridian, which runs right through the center of the body here. It's called the conception vessel, and it runs straight through the heart and also the uterus. And there's also a connection called the bowel mine, which the heart and the uterus are very intimately connected. So when we're actually laughing, giggling, or just having a really lovely time, going out for dinner, we're actually nourishing our heart, and that's going to in turn nourish the uterus. And it's also going to like help encourage lots of oxytocin and lots of serotonin and lots of really feel-good hormones, which not only help regulate and support sex hormones at that time, but they really help reduce anxiety. So that's my number one tip, is find things that light you up and some joy. And the second thing I want to talk about is the mum mindset. And I've talked about both of these things in other videos, but today I really want to focus on how the mum mindset can help support your mental health. So the mum mindset is not about you necessarily being, like saying to yourself, I'm a mum, but it's about that internal voice, which is going to kind of help support, encourage, and be kind and be really loving to you. Because over the 2-week wait, often we'll have a lot of negative voices in our heads that are just on repeat. And often we're trying to find things that we've done, we're making ourselves feel guilty because we think, oh, maybe it was this like this Coca-Cola that I drank, or maybe it was like a croissant that I ate, or maybe it was I had a too hot shower. We're finding all these reasons why we might have sabotaged our success in this working. And we all know that this actually isn't the case, that rationally this is not why there is going to be any difference in terms of your outcomes. So we can put that aside rationally, but emotionally we might keep these vicious sort of cycle of thoughts and negative thinking, negative Nelly. And we want to try and just subdue that negative voice. So I suggest that really trying to connect with like a really nice, what I call like the mum voice, which is kind, sensible. It's really reassuring. It's going to tell you that you're loved and what you're doing is really good, and also you're doing a really, really good job. You need that pat on the back over this 2-week wait, because it can be tricky. So I think the journey to parenthood sometimes requires us to kind of sit back and also parent ourselves and be kind to ourselves and loving to ourselves, and tell ourselves that we're doing a really, really good job. So I just want you to kind of envisage, what would someone who like just thinks you're the bee's knees and, thinks you're the best thing since sliced bread, like a really nice mum, someone who just loves you, how would they talk to you? And I want you to use those kind of voices to talk to yourself in the 2-week wait. Use your mum mindset. Be a kind mum to yourself. My suggestion number 3 is what you'll read on a lot of forums around relaxing and meditation. And that's because meditation is a massive stress buster. And I know when you're kind of like biting your fingernails and you're feeling like pretty stressed out, it's really hard to just kind of like sit in a room and be silent. It's like the last thing you want to do because your mind is just whirling and whirling and whirling. So I really suggest getting some support in terms of meditation. Things like a meditation app where the person is actually guiding you through meditations can be particularly helpful, and especially if it's around topics around fertility and the 2-week wait, where it's something that you can really kind of engage in because it's really where you're at. So I suggest things like Insight Timer. If you're feeling like quite a mix of emotions, you can actually put in what emotions you're feeling, and then it will come up with a meditation that might be appropriate for you. You can also choose what sort of time you are going to do that for. Another meditation is the Be Fertile meditations. You can get those on Spotify, and that's an Australian group of people who have created these fertility meditations, and they have different ones for where you're at in your cycle, so they can be great as well. Tara Brach, if you're someone who is interested in Buddhism, she can be fantastic as well. So I'd consider listening to her, any of them really, but I'd also suggest that that you listen to the one around fertility. Zeta West is a British woman, and she does some fertility meditations, which are also fantastic. Hi, Fiona. She says, I definitely can recommend the support network for going through IVF. I'm now a very lucky mother of 2 healthy children after 5 years of purely medical interventions and fertility issues. Oh, thanks, Fiona. So yeah, please do leave a comment with any of our Making It on Mondays. And if you've got any questions, you're welcome to leave a comment and we'll also get back to you. The last thing I would finish with is that acupuncture is also been very well documented to reduce stress, and it can be really helpful in the 2-week wait. So over the 2-week wait, we make sure at the Acupuncture Pregnancy Clinic, we won't use any points that are contraindicated in pregnancy, because we want to just use points that help support pregnancy. And a big part of what we're doing is helping the patient relax. And also we're doing lots of points to nourish the heart and also the uterus. Acupuncture can be great in terms of increasing serotonin and oxytocin, and also reducing that cortisol level. So that might be also something else that helps you. We're going to wish you the best of luck in your 2-week wait. At the Acupuncture Pregnancy, we know so well how difficult it is, and we're here to support and help you. And Making It on Monday is now going to be available not only in the Facebook private group, but also on Instagram and YouTube. So you're welcome to look at our past and current Making It on Mondays, all our fertility topics that are all for you. So if you have any questions, feel free to pop over to our group, which is the IVF and Fertility Support Group. It's a private Facebook group where we're there to support and create online community around supporting people throughout their fertility journey. My name's Amy Forth. I'm coming from the Acupuncture Pregnancy Clinic. Thanks so much for everyone joining me today, and I hope these tips really help support your mental health throughout the 2-week wait. Good luck.